So, I'm Fonz. This is Kevin Maxwell. This is Conversations episode 6, I believe.
6, nice.
Yeah, getting there. Had a nice little range of people come through. So
Yeah, it's good, man. I like what you're doing with it.
Thanks, dude. So, question straight up is: so Kevin here is you're a traveling tattoo artist now.
Now I am, yeah.
Yeah. Now, how long have you been tattooing for?
It'll be about 15 years now, I think.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Where'd you get your start?
Well, 15 years ago it was quite a bit different now. It is now getting into it, but
so did you do an apprenticeship and stuff, or?
Well, no, I didn't. It was different. I was actually working in the mines, and then always been an artist and stuff like that, and wanted to do something with the art and admired tattooing, but I just didn't think it was a path for me. If that makes sense. Just
did you have anyone like in your family or anything, or any friends or anything that were like real artistic?
No, I think that was the thing. The image of tattooing and how it was back then.
True.
Just didn't.
So you bought the Harley after you became a
tattooist?
That's
right. And then become a criminal after.
Yeah.
But I just was in the mines, and then I just got the old eBay kit and stuff. Did it all the wrong way, but I guess when you're that passionate about something, it's meant to be, right? So,
but did the person who invented university go to university?
Yeah, exactly.
Here's that thing, right? So I'm hearing you too. I'm hearing you too with like how getting into tattooing today compared to getting into tattooing 15 years ago.
Yeah.
So I'm hearing you. I'm 20 years in.
Yeah.
And so I'm 5 years prior to that too.
Yeah.
And same deal. I started off with, my mum bought me for my 16th birthday, bought me a tattoo kit.
Yeah.
And man, I was sitting there just practicing things in the kitchen and just playing around. But like we had a really artistic background.
Yeah.
So like my grandfather was a cartoonist, and my nan was just always like into, I don't know, knitting and building and making arts and crafts.
Yeah.
And it just turned into maybe this could be something that could be done, and it was still frowned upon.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, I had a lot of people try and muscle me out and tell me that, who are you? You're too young. This is good. You're never going to be good at this. And it's like that gave me more drive to want to do it too.
Yeah, that's right.
But like, it's cool. It's cool to hear how like some of the biggest and best artists like that we idolize.
Yeah.
Never did an apprenticeship.
No, that's right. And when when I've spoken to a lot of artists that have been in the game for a while, it's been a similar start for a lot of them. But I just was working from home and studying a lot of it and researching a lot, and I had a mad little setup from home and got busy doing that as a side hustle. And I wanted to get into it, but when I was talking to other studios and stuff, it was the unpaid for 3 years and all that. And, I can understand that that's how it was back then. But I was living by myself. I had rent to pay. I had loans for cars. And, I just couldn't leave the mines. But what actually gave me the nudge to get into it was the coal price dropped, and then heaps of companies were just going under and stuff, and they started laying guys off. And one of the guys I was working with, he had a mortgage, he had a young kid and a baby on the way, and I was just single and and he was a good worker, and I had it pretty cushy because I knew the supervisor and he looked after me and stuff like that. But they laid him off before me, and then I was just like, it just didn't sit quite right because I already wanted to get into tattooing. I thought about it a lot, so I just thought, I'm gonna get into it.
Well, I think a lot. So what I just picked up there too, right?
Yeah,
is your quest for freedom.
Yeah,
like this company that was like, that guy was probably more of he deserved it more than me in a certain way because. And you're like, well, I've got way more freedom. Yeah. And in that freedom, Yeah. Yeah, that's
and then, like a guy I knew wanted to get into mining.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get out. And we kind of did a bit of a swap. So a company in the mines I used to work for, they weren't really affected too badly by the coal price drop. So I got him a job in there, and then he got me a job at a tattoo shop on the Central Coast. And I legit just walked in there, and they were like, "Oh yeah, have you got some of your work to show us?" And I had a full portfolio on my phone of like, I don't know, 200 tattoos I'd done. Because I was working from home for about 2.5 years.
Whole bunch of like nautical stars.
Yeah, like anything.
Anything.
Yeah, I would have tattooed anything that come through. Like, and yeah, I think he looked at two, and he was like, "Okay, that's your spot over there, and you charge $150 an hour. There's a shop apprentice here if you need anything." So I just jumped straight in.
That's awesome.
But it was a roller coaster.
Yeah.
I was there for about 10 months, but it was tough because where I was living and tattooing from at home was like over an hour away from the shop that I got into. So I did have some people come. Plus, I was home, $50 an hour or whatever I was charging back then to, it's actually $150 an hour now. You know what I mean?
That's going to deter a few people.
Yeah,
but it's also like you're charging that because you're in a professional environment.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's all this place does, you charge that for that 100%.
Yeah. And, I mean, I have no regrets with working at that shop, but yeah, there was some things that I was just like, maybe...
When you say but, you take back what you say prior to that.
Yeah, well, not quite, because I don't regret it.
Yeah.
I guess, you get into it and then you go, actually, this is a bit too hectic for me. I gave it a go. I need to get out. And, a lot of artists couldn't do that. Like, they couldn't leave on good terms, But I think because I was upfront, honest, I left on good terms. Yeah. And I went back to mining, but a different job, and it was just as a TA. It paid really well, but just doing like a washery shutdown. And so I was a TA, and some of the tradies were just like, go and get us they'd make up some weird name for a tool, and then you go down there not knowing what you're looking for.
You're looking for a box of
They make a joke out of you.
Or a skyhook.
Yeah. And that happened once at 3 a.m. It was a night shift.
Yeah.
And I legit just went, because I was missing the tattoo life. It's just different, two different worlds.
Oh, 100%.
And I just went, no, I don't need this shit. So I legit jumped in my car and just drove out of there. And then it was, I don't know, man. I think things happen for a reason, because I was obviously keen to get back into tattooing, and it was crazy how it worked out, because this guy, I didn't really know him. We just knew of each other, but he'd seen that I was working at that shop and that I was out, and just timing on, because they brought in all the new laws with, bikie affiliations and stuff like that. So he needed to offload this shop, and then a fella had to buy it. But he said, I will buy that shop if you give me a couple of artists to start,
Right.
So this guy actually contacted me and was like, hey, do you want a job?
Yeah, guarantee me a shop that's going to be bringing in an income.
Yeah, give me a couple of artists, give me a start, which is totally fair. And that's exactly what happened. So it was crazy how it all aligned for that to happen when I was actually keen.
Yeah.
And then, to be honest, that's where things just started going really good for me.
Yeah, good.
So Dan, who owned that shop, we just hit it off, and we were both just so passionate. And then, we got an apprentice on who's now owning a shop, and
but that's also a really good positive thing too, to actually be you see a lot of studios today that are owned by people who aren't passionate, who aren't actually tattoo artists, and they're just filling their shop full of people that are just kind of filling a seat, and they're not thriving to do better and do more and make it exciting. Yeah, if that makes sense. So to mesh with someone, especially to mesh with an owner of a shop, I believe is someone who motivates you.
Yeah.
And you motivate each other.
Yeah.
To do better and do more.
And
yeah.
the crazy thing with that is Dan is not a tattoo artist.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and but I totally understand
Yeah.
what you're saying about that. But it's incredible how much he's achieved in that role.
Okay.
And it's because he is passionate about tattooing, even though he doesn't do it.
Okay.
He's passionate about having a tattoo studio that runs well. And also, he's not sitting there tattooing all day. He's sitting there thinking about the next best move for the business and the artists and stuff. Don't get me wrong.
No, that's a good point, man.
Yeah.
That is a good point. Because
that's what I've noticed, yeah. It's just...
being a studio owner, too, is also difficult to,
Absolutely.
To do your job.
Yeah.
And run the place.
Yeah.
And, just manage people.
Exactly.
So,
if you would know firsthand.
That's look, that's making me eat my words, man. I literally was just like, tattoo studio. But I mean, I get that. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, I mean, it's all experiences. I can see why people say that. You know, I've also seen another studio where the owner isn't a tattooist, and I don't necessarily agree with how he runs the business.
Yeah.
Because he's just trying to rush them in and out and make the dollar. And I guess that's the difference with Dan and others that I've seen. Dan was more about, no, I want you to do a really cool tattoo. And getting information from artists and, and I guess that's why he's done very well for himself. You know?
He held some sort of integrity in it.
Yeah.
Rather than just sort of being a puppy farm.
Yeah.
All these tattoo studios that are just very much just puppy mills, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's... Jeez, there you go.
So, the journey continues.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was a huge step up, just with experience and just excitement and just getting that exposure because we were all... And the bigger it got, he got 2 shops and then 3. And then he's, broken them down to just 2 solid shops.
Yeah.
And
what's that shop called?
Honey Inc.
Oh, that's Honey Inc.
I went
right.
to the one in Tamworth recently.
Sick.
It was really cool to...
Is he still not tattooing?
No.
Oh, wow.
But, yeah, he come to say hello and stuff, and he's just happy with the 2 shops now.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was great. It was a great journey, no regrets at all. Even though there was roller coaster times,
of
but
course.
It was a roller coaster we're all on. It was sick. But I ended up leaving there, and then this is where things on the quality scale of tattooing grew massively.
Yeah.
And I worked for Forbidden Ink in Toronto, Newcastle.
Yeah.
Joel Spielman owns it, and I learned so much from that guy. I consider him my mentor in tattooing.
And that's also another really big thing too, is the more places you visit and the more places you go, you're always going to pick up a little bit of something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you would have learnt from the first place of yeah, cool, this is how we... And then you go to this new place and oh, I never thought of it like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
and that's... that's one of the good things about what we do too.
Yeah.
You can, each artist has their own way of doing things. I just think it's super important if you want to grow as an artist to take in everything and then use what you want, and then that forms you into the artist that you are.
So how many shops would you say you've potentially visited now?
Oh man, all I know for sure is last year it was 18 studios.
Yeah, right.
In 1 year.
Yeah.
And there's been more since then.
Yeah, right.
But I have been back. I'm back here. I've been back to other studios because, you're comfortable. It's, it's nice.
Yeah, you learn a lot of you meet a lot of cool people. You probably meet a few people. You'll be like, no, I'm probably not going back there again.
Yeah, I mean, I've been super lucky. It's really shined some light on the industry. I go to studios and I'd honestly say 95% of the time I'm very welcomed and they're happy to have me there, and it's just good.
So
it's such a good experience.
You'd find too probably that there's a couple that are still sort of stuck into some sort of like, I think that's the love of social media too, right?
Yeah.
Is that social media and stuff like that is also going to make us all like, so back in the day, I'll go back. I'll take a step back. Back in the day, you'd have each individual town, which is however many kilometers away from each other.
Yeah.
Don't really follow what each other do. Don't really know what's going on, but you know that a small town would have a small town mentality.
Yeah.
And that small man. Yeah.
Small man.
Small man. So that small town mentality.
Yeah.
Would be like, well, this is how we do things here.
Yeah.
Like rah rah. But then the next town over might be polar opposite.
Yeah.
But they just haven't communicated with that other town.
Yeah.
Like sort of thing, and you don't really. You sort of know of each other, but you don't know what you're doing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I remember that. But now social media, we can all very much mesh.
Yeah.
And like what we're doing right now, if another tattoo artist watches this and goes, yeah, cool, that's very similar to my story, except for this.
Yeah.
And I think like our communication skills have got better.
Yeah.
So that exactly that. Like you can travel around and people are welcoming it. But 15 years ago, hell no.
No way.
No, you couldn't go down the road.
Yeah.
Like if you worked in one place, you couldn't move around.
Yeah.
You couldn't go, and that people would safeguard things.
Yeah.
And be like, I'm not teaching you nothing. Or they'll sit there and they'll do their thing and try and guard you from seeing what they're doing because they don't want you to do what they can do.
Yeah. I think as time's gone on, we've learned that doesn't really get you anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
Networking and making connections actually help you grow as an artist, like in quality, but also, as a person in the industry, like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And like, I think the open-mindedness now we have to have towards it.
Yeah.
Like, because if you don't have an open mind in this industry now, you will be stuck.
Yeah.
And you will get stuck and you will be sitting in that rut, wondering why I can't get out of it or what the next thing could be. To sort of open your mind a little bit is definitely beneficial.
Yeah, I totally agree.
That's definitely something I've personally learned. Like, even just something as simple as sitting in front of a camera.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I would sit there thinking I'm doing this and, and just be like uncomfortable with how I look and sound on camera.
Yeah.
Because in your own head, you do, but you got to remember, not everybody else can't tell what you're going through in your own mind. They just see you and they go, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh yeah, I had a pimple. I had just shaved my face and cut myself. I had a pimple on my face. Stuff like that. But stepping out of that comfort zone is important today.
Yes.
Because we're pre-internet and now post-internet and now all these new people are all just internet.
Yes.
So
I think feeling of being out of your comfort zone is like taking you places. It doesn't matter how many studios I walk into. Like, the first time I walk into here, I didn't know any of you guys. But I walk in, you get some kind of nerves, I guess. And that's just that, out of your comfort zone. But like, look at us now, like, and it's not just you, Fonz. It's like everyone I've met in the industry that I've worked with is just taking me further forward in the career.
Yeah.
And I think being out of your comfort zone is such a good thing.
That takes back to like ages ago, right? I used to be a part of the I think probably 2014. I think. Yeah. It was so was that 10 years? Yeah. It was
just over
11 years. Yeah, maths. Yeah. But like I was a member of the PTAA, so the Professional Tattoo Association of Australia, and we'd go and we'd catch up at Patsy Farrow's house, and we'd sit around a table and we'd all discuss what's going on in the industry and so on. And the more I went to those things, the more it just turned into sitting around a table, drinking piss, and bitching about everyone else. And I was just sitting there going, and that was good old. And Bev, Cindy Ray, Bev was sitting there one time at the table, and we were all just having a chat, and they were like, "Oh, this place down the road, rah rah rah," and I just sort of voiced up once, and I was like, "Why can't we just get along?" We all do the same thing. We
Yeah.
all have our own way of doing things. Why do we have to be hating on that person down the road that's either doing good or like it's like it was a jealousy thing nearly?
Yeah.
And Bev was the only person out of all of them to actually speak up. Bev was like, I think Bev was in her 70s.
Yeah.
She's been tattooing around. Oh, geez, man, like she's a legend.
Yeah.
She just passed away recently.
Yeah. Okay.
And
yeah.
And she was like, you need to listen to these younger people because they're the future of this industry. And that to me was the last day I was a member of the PTAA.
Yeah.
Because they laughed.
Yeah.
They all just laughed at it. And they laughed at her and they laughed at me.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, see ya. I'm out. What's the point of sitting here bitching about people?
Yeah.
You know, so...
And, you know, like, that's the thing, too, with, you know, being too comfortable. You know, like, you even in your skill set. You know, you think, oh, you know, I'm booked out for this long and I'm, you know, I'm very wanted for people that want tattoos. And it's just like, but that will fade and drop away if you don't try and keep that drive going.
If you don't maintain and stay constant, man, like, my kudos to you too. You travel around Australia and every place you stop at, you're booked. Or you book.
Yeah,
and
pretty much.
You're a new face to these places.
Yeah.
And for you to be able to, I don't know, what do you call it? You to be able to like put yourself out there so that people see who you are, see what you do, and go, I really want a piece of artwork from that guy. And it's funny too because I watch people in this town not do that.
Yeah, okay.
And then you come here from all the way over the other side of Australia. And you're like, yeah, booked out for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
You know, and there's people down the road that are like, tomorrow available, you know, like, and for you to like, it's what you're doing is, I don't know, man, it's awesome. I don't know how you do it. I'd love to know.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm booked out 6 months.
Yeah.
I'm that 6 month guy.
Yeah.
But I want to stay motivated in that 6 months.
Yes.
I don't want to sit there and go like, cool, I'm 6 months, you know, like, and just sit there with my head down doing nothing.
Yeah.
You know, so no, what you're doing is awesome, man. I think.
You know, like, and you know, it makes me honoured working here with you, man, because you know, like I said, I've met a lot of artists, and I can see your drive and passion as a tattoo artist and a business owner.
Thanks, bro.
And it's good. It's a good space to be in.
Thanks.
You know, I like surrounding myself with people that have that drive, man. You know.
Yeah, well, watching someone else do a lot of things kind of motivates a bit too, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm in the same boat here. I'm also kind of like, to have someone like you come to this studio too, potentially motivates everyone in here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like having someone come along and be booked up and do cool artwork and have different experiences and voice them.
Yeah.
Like, to have you come along is also very good morale for the people who do work here. And there's we've got 5 other people that work here.
Yeah.
And me as well.
Yeah.
So like, even just a nice positive face and a new person coming in, it's good.
Yeah, and it's good vibes here, man. I feel welcome here. And that's what I mean. It's like it's been like that at a lot of places I've been to.
Sick.
Yeah, occasionally someone, like, I come in humble but confident in what I do. You know, I don't want to step on anyone's toes or get in the way of anyone. Well, I just want to come and have a space and do what I do and work with other artists.
Yeah, cool. Plus you've also got work to do.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
like
right.
you're like, well, I can't distract myself with like hollering and hooting and partying. You're like, I've got my head down, my ass up.
I think too, because I have that balance
Yeah.
in life of, you know, not tattooing for a certain time and traveling and doing all that great stuff. It's like when I come and work, I'm so mentally focused on working hard for that 3 weeks or, you know, whatever that time may be. Sometimes it's 2 days at a studio. It just depends. But it's a good balance, and I can just give it my all for that time.
So we've talked about lots of different, you know, studio stuff and all that. And where like when you started and how we got there.
Yep.
What style of tattooing is your favorite style of tattooing? What do you like to do?
Realism, for sure.
You're a realism guy?
Yeah.
So black and grey, colour?
See, for like tattooing, it's definitely black and grey. and I love just throwing just a little pop of colour in there.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not to say I don't enjoy full colour realism pieces. Like, I've done plenty of them over the years.
Mm-hmm.
I just find, it's like I recently had a customer in Tamworth who dedicated the 2-day session it was going to take to do the back of her calf.
Yeah, right.
In full colour.
Yeah.
Not many people understand that. Like, a lot of people want quite a bit of coverage for a day session,
Yeah.
And black and grey, I can achieve that with a hit of colour. And I think, the healing process is, it's really quick and easy, and it's...
Well, that's also a good point. Because colour does take longer.
Yes.
And colour will take multiple sessions potentially. And sometimes, like, I was talking with Jaden, who works here as well.
Mm-hmm.
He's new in the last episode, talking about sometimes it's really nice to do 2 consecutive passes on a singular tattoo.
Yeah.
Especially if it's colour, like, laying in all the base coat and then laying in the mid coat.
Yeah.
But you would have also been a little bit like, all right, I need to work a bit like a printer here.
Yeah.
Because you had 2 consecutive days, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so you kind of had to come in from the bottom and go, right, I'll get this piece here done, and then we'll work around that and each piece into completion, right?
Yeah.
Is that how you
Well,
work?
I still mapped it out quickly like I do.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just started from the bottom like a printer.
Yeah, okay.
And then, finished this section on day 1, and then she come in day 2, and we continued on.
Yeah.
And it's an amazing tattoo. I love colour. Like, when I draw, I do colour portraits. I love colour. It's just with tattooing, I guess, too, being on the road and moving around, like, you got a bit more pressure to try and get that piece complete.
Yes.
And with colour, there's so much uncertainty on how their skin's going to take that.
Yeah, that's true. I've noticed, so you've got a guy, the other fun thing about, like, I mean, we've talked about the positives of moving around. I guess we're talking about the negatives that can come across of moving around, which could be you might get something not 100% finished.
Yeah.
And then it's like, when am I coming back to that place? When's this person going to get that piece of my art finished?
Yeah.
And that's an interesting aspect.
It's one of those things too where I don't really like to guarantee that I'm going to finish the piece.
Yep.
Just in case, like, people have different skin types. Some of them are really tough. It can take 3 times longer to do the same tattoo. Like, there's so much behind what goes into it. But like, I guess just for myself and customer satisfaction, I will stay back a bit to get it done that day. Or
I've noticed you've got a lot of preemptive things in place as well, that I've noticed, that if someone can't quite get, say, like, you've got a couple of numbing creams and a couple of gels and stuff like that as well, so like, to help you through that process, to help them potentially reach that goal, because you don't know when you're going to come back. You can't reschedule them and stuff like that as well. So you got to sort of use your extra tools to get through that.
But if it needs another session, it needs another session too.
Yeah.
So
I was waiting for you to give the Numb Up Co a plug.
Oh, well, definitely.
Yeah.
Numb Up, like, people love it. His brand's gone crazy. Crazy. I see it everywhere, especially, like, all over Australia. I think he's even getting it across overseas now.
Well, I think you're a good help to that.
Yeah, well,
absolutely.
and he shows me a lot of support too.
Yeah,
like, it's a good sponsorship with him.
Yeah.
Like, it's
that is a big thing too when it comes to sponsorships too, is also like recognizing how to utilize a person also, and how, like, and to not just be a fucking robot.
Yes.
Like, to when you're actually sort of,
that's right.
Like, dude, I just dropped a sponsor.
Yeah.
Because it went on to just being like, I was just another number.
Yeah.
And then now that I recognize that I'm just another number, and I'm just like, well, I'm not really interested in supporting your business now, because you're not interested in
recently done the same thing, like last year, because, there should be an ongoing thing where you grow together and you support each other. And, some of them have been good at the start, and then it just... So then, I approached some of them. It's just like, hey, like I'm still keen to work with you, but I want a bit more of a understanding of what your expectations are and what mine are.
Yeah.
And have some sort of, agreement.
This is all new territory for me too.
Yeah.
Because like I've been running Vex for 2.5 years. I was just talking to my accountant this morning. We put it together 2.5 years, and it's a slow burner.
Yeah.
It's a slow burner, and I've only got X amount of sponsored artists.
Yeah.
But they've been there since the beginning.
Yeah.
And I haven't taken on any more new people yet because since it's just been, as I said, a slow burn.
Yeah.
It's been slowly building the business up. And, like I will start putting a few more people on there, but there's some brands out there that only support people who have, say, like X amount of Instagram followers, or X amount of this and X amount of that.
Yeah.
And that's because, that's just a marketing thing, and I understand that.
Yeah.
But me as a tattoo artist selling a tattoo product, I respect their art rather than their followers, if that makes sense.
And the other thing is I've had this conversation with an old sponsor of mine, actually.
Killer.
It's you can't rely on the following because I don't know how it is now, but I know like probably 7 years ago, people were purchasing followers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude.
It's like
I know so many people that were like asking for a sponsorship from a certain person, and then went out and just bought the followers straight up.
And they're just fake accounts.
Yeah.
They got no followers themselves. There's no comments. It's just that number at the top that, people are like, oh, yeah, I'll sponsor you. But I think like
there is a thing to that though.
Yeah.
There is definitely like a superficial thing for even more people to start following you if they see a larger number.
Yes.
That is a thing. I do get that.
Yeah. But, like I guess with Numb Up, it's great because like there's plenty of other artists out there with much larger following than what I have. But, it's good because I'm moving around and using his products throughout all these studios around Australia. And, it's a personal preference thing. Like, I don't force it on anyone, If people are interested, then I'll tell them about it.
Yeah.
But, he does foam washes and the cream, like the balms and stuff too.
Yeah, that foam wash has got like clove in it too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's theirs.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So I walked past and was like, oh.
Okay. Yeah. And, some people really take to it. And, if they do, I'll give them something to try out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then next minute they're ordering it from me.
He recognises you're a bit of a brand rep for him.
And that's basically what it is.
Yeah.
It's
an exchange.
Yeah, so he's very appreciative of it, and I'm appreciative of him too. Because whenever I need anything, he'll send me what I need, and it's a good thing. We keep in touch regularly.
So how long do you think you're going to keep up the travel?
That's a common question, and it's super hard to answer.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
So.
You've had some practice for what the answer will be.
Yeah. We take it year by year.
Yeah.
Because we still have our house that we lease out. It's usually year leases. But we're just gauging off like how we're all liking it. How do the kids like it? They'll grow older and maybe one day not want to live in a caravan.
So how old are your kids now?
10 and 7.
10 and 7. Yeah. Well, look, like. I'm going to go ahead and say it, man. The hormones are going to kick in.
Yeah.
You're going to look at, 13, 14, and then it's like,
that's right.
How do you,
Yeah, and we see other traveling families that do it with teenagers.
Yeah.
There's ways to do it. They get rooftop tents or swags or,
I used to love going to caravan parks as a kid too.
Yeah.
Because you get to meet new people all the time. And,
yeah. See, our favourite thing isn't so much caravan parks. It's the off-grid, no one around, it's just incredible.
Yeah, I get that. But sometimes so much company with you and just your partner and your kids.
Oh no,
like a holiday.
It's definitely, and we've met so many other people on the road that are just absolute legends, like lifelong friends. Like we call them travel family because that's what they are. I guess because you're so far away from actual family that you connect with other people on the road, and you become like this travel family. You know,
my first thought that just popped up then is like a caravan with a pineapple sticker on it, right? like you've just cruised around and you're just like, yeah, we're going to this one, not knowing that's a notorious place for just yeah, we've got an open caravan policy.
Yeah, yeah, not that friendly.
No, there's not been nothing like that come across.
No.
You haven't come across like you just walked out and it's a nudist one. You're like, oh shit.
No, I can't say I have.
Maybe there's a market for it. Nudist caravan park.
I think like we have had like warnings, like don't turn right at the beach there because it's nudist. You know? Like,
yeah, true.
But yeah, we haven't really seen.
It's just all men.
Yeah, it probably would be, right? old men.
Old men just hanging out,
getting a tan on top of the tan.
Well, you're pretty safe down here, man. It's not warm enough.
Yeah, no, you don't see bare skin around here.
No.
Yeah.
Oh shit, dude.
But yeah, it's a good journey on the road. You know, like it's so many good experiences, man. Like I know we've been talking a lot about tattooing. And, you know, I'm very passionate about it, but yeah, like hitting the road, it's just a new passion of mine. Like just travel and making memories with the family and the kids and the wife, and it's just like.
Well, I'm envious as man.
Yeah,
I see you always out there cooking cooking on your barbie, and you're just dude, and you're just enjoying the freedom of no time restraints. Yeah, you know, time restraints in something like what you do is just. It's nice to have a step away and like that it looks so good.
Like and just the memories and experiences the kids get, like they swam with whale sharks, they've snorkeled with big turtles, and you know, like just they're coming up for a breath, and the kids are like right there, just they're learning about this country, like the history of it. It's just incredible, really. The life,
the price of that, man.
Yeah,
like that. That's awesome.
It's funny, you know, like I was talking to my customer here the other day because, you know, she wants to travel, but, you know, there's always the what if, you know. And yeah, I just said, like, you know, if you knew that you were going to die tomorrow, would you be doing what you're doing now, you know? And I think that's a really good question. I've actually seen it on social media, this other guy said it once, and it just stuck with me.
Yep.
And it was when I was running the studio, you know, like I was passionate about running a studio, but I guess it was very stressful, you know, and then it's just a different mind frame of like, you know, the shop was like future goals, you know, like I want to build this up, and then the kids can see that I've grown this business, and then, you know, we own the house, and, you know, but this guy just popped up, and Sean Whalen or something his name is, and he said that. He's just like, if you knew you were going to die tomorrow, would you be doing what you're doing now? And I thought, no, I wouldn't. You know, like I would travel. Like my wife was like, let's get a caravan. Like let's look at these other families. And I thought, that sounds great, but like I'm on this mission right now for the future. Yeah. And then, I just thought about that, and then I went, no. And then since doing it, like it come with all these risks and like, oh, what ifs, you know? And we just did it. I'd never towed a caravan before. I mean, I've got this,
so you're just learning on the
30 foot in length. That I'm like, wow, how am I going to pull this thing around?
Yeah, right.
And how's
it going? How's it going now?
Yeah, I mean, I still have moments, but you got
all the camera setups and everything.
You get used to it, but it's funny, man. Like sometimes I'll be trying to back it into this tight spot, the caravan park, and I'm just like, I can't get it. And some old bloke that's been on the road for 9 years is like, mate, do you want me to help you guide? And I'm like, yeah, please. And he just talks me back, and he's just like, I'll be like, yeah, you think I'd know what I'm doing by now, right? But it's just funny. Sometimes it'll just hit you, but.
What you just said then too is it's very like I so relate. I so relate to just like trying to build something and trying to leave something behind, or trying to get somewhere of like a home and a car and a you know, and trying to build this studio up with a, you know, that's, and to just be like, yeah, shit, dude, that's,
I guess
you're right.
Since doing it, like, it has its challenges, don't get me wrong, but, on those tough days, I just go back through, because my wife runs the Just Being the Maxwell's Instagram, give it a like.
Yeah.
And it's all just the travel stuff.
It's a documentation.
And
like
if we're having
waterfalls and
like
places you're going.
If we're having a rough time, like, I just scroll through that and I just go down the rabbit hole of memories, and I just think my kids have this forever.
What a documentation.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's
really
just
cool.
motivation to keep going. It's just like, nah, we're doing the right thing.
Yeah,
and then that's what motivates me and gives me that drive to keep going, because it's not just good for me, it's good for my family. It's good for my career. It's just, there's so many positives to traveling and the way we're doing it too. It's just
and a bit of homeschooling in there, I suppose.
Homeschooling.
You gotta remember what 2 + 2
yeah. Well, they're doing school right now, actually.
Oh, right.
Yeah, they've got a teacher, Tailored Teaching, he's called, and he's actually a traveller too. He's in a caravan travelling Australia with his family.
Yeah.
He's a legitimate teacher, and he does one-on-one sessions with them once a week. And you'd be surprised at how much they learn from that one-on-one session, because they don't have distractions.
Yeah,
it's just
that's
him and them.
I learnt that through COVID.
Yeah.
I learnt that through COVID. It was interesting too, because through COVID, the kids never really fell behind.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. It was like a whole year off school.
Yeah.
And when it was, it's chilly here, isn't it?
It is a bit cold.
Jay turned the heater off before, but I think the fan's on.
Ballarat, even when the sun's out.
It's once this room's closed, it gets chilly.
Yeah.
But there's a fan that blows in through there. But if it's not turned on, it'll stay cold in here. Sorry, man.
Oh, it's all right. It's the fingers. They're cold.
Yeah, I was doing the same thing. I was sitting here doing this. No, dude. So all right. Well, let's. Your travels are fucking awesome. I don't know, your experiences. It just is. It's so many experiences.
Like back to like learning for the kids. Like we focus a lot on like life skills too. Like
they're getting a lot of street smarts and a lot of like,
and
don't touch that.
almost like nature smarts too. Like they were tripped out. Like a good example was like they were tripped out because we camped on Moralty Beach in South Australia. The tide comes like right up.
Oh wow!
And they were making sandcastles and stuff. They come out in the morning, it's washed away.
They're gone.
And then we park up next to this lake, and they were making like mud bakery cookies and stuff, right?
Oh.
And then they were like, "Oh, hopefully the tide doesn't wash it away." And I'm like, "Hey, here's a lesson."
Yeah.
So we teach them.
I'm guessing the lake was big enough it wasn't like you could hardly see the other side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And they're kids too. Like they don't know.
Good point.
And I guess like from their previous experience parking that close to the water, their stuff got washed away. So they're learning about that. They're learning about the animals. And
have you learnt the hard way? Like you parked that little bit too close to the water, and you woke up the caravans like this.
Well, at Warralty Beach, I probably would never have done it if we weren't with our friends that have been on the road for 4.5 years.
Oh, okay.
Too.
Yeah.
Because like you drive along the beach when the tide's out, and then you got to pull up the van into the soft sand and like bog it down, and you just go, hopefully you're up high enough.
Yeah, right.
And then I woke up at like 2 a.m. and I heard the waves like they were just right there. And I got the torch and I'm like, and it was still a bit off, but it was just so loud.
And if you didn't know, you've parked on the hard sand where
there's nothing you can do.
No,
there's nothing you can do. You just
it's like all those things where the dudes are out there in the 4-wheel drive and the water's up at the windows.
Yeah, like I've seen some people actually got caught out in WA, and the tide, like big king tide, it just come up and didn't flood their van, but like it went under their van and everything.
Yeah,
like
right.
That.
Geez.
Yeah, but I mean. We're learning too, me and my wife. We learn a lot too.
Yeah.
Just every single day. Every day we're going to a new place, we're learning about that town and, just bits and pieces. But, there's a lot of lessons in travel. So, with the kids' schooling, we're happy with the amount that they do of normal schooling.
Yeah.
Because, Yeah, like my wife.
Well, if you were to stop, like not stop, if you were to get to the end of your, your adventure,
Yeah.
and decide, all right, we're gonna go back home for a couple of years, are you going to continue the homeschooling?
Yeah.
That's something. Have you thought about that? Or are you going to go back to?
I guess
because socializing in a
depends.
way in schools is also like another important thing too.
It is. Which brings me to another topic.
Mm.
So socially, the kids are better than where they were before, because, for example, when we first hit the road, we got to a caravan park and there was a family next to us with a couple of young girls there, and they're like looking at each other, like obviously want to connect, but everybody was too shy. And I think Lucy, my wife, introduced them, and then they were friends. But we were in Perth, and I'll never forget it. Like I was backing up the van, and then the girl's like, "Can we go and play at the park there?" And I was like, "Yeah, go and play at the park while I set up." And then they were with like a group of 10 kids, I reckon. And they were just hit it off with them.
Yeah, right.
So they're growing with social skills, because they're meeting new people all the time and new friends.
Well, you're running into like-minded people too.
Yeah.
Like it's. I guess that's. Yeah, I think it's really positive against like bullying and stuff. Hey?
Well,
like,
that's the thing. You see
shit out.
the same kids every day. Yeah, you got some strong relationships with them. But yeah, there is bullies, there is things like that. And at least on the road, if that was to happen, we can go.
And at the same time, it's a couple of days or a couple of weeks.
That's right.
And then it's move on.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. I never thought of that.
So yeah, I've seen them grow socially as well.
Awesome.
I think movement is also the key to them doing so well.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if we would homeschool them if we were back in the daily grind of going to work and coming home every day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I guess, they don't really have friends to connect with and stuff like that. Where on the road, they do.
Yeah, they make new friends all the time.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And
that's also like, geez, man, I'm just sort of thinking about how, geez. Sorry, I had something. I got distracted by freaking thinking about how long we've been talking for.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I quickly check?
Yeah, no, you're all right. There's plenty to talk about.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing too. We get a bit distracted on, oh no, it's just on the other side of that. Oh yeah, 47. Yeah, cool. We'll have to wrap it up soon, man. We've got about another 10 minutes.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, but that's awesome, man, that they get to fucking meet new people and go new things all the time. I've not thought about like the development of that compared to people today that just go to school, come home, sit there and just play Xbox or video games. They do get a social aspect, excuse me, because they talk to random people on their headsets and stuff.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But when it comes to actually socializing with people and new people and learning skills on how to socialize and how to meet new people and how to be open to new experiences is a very healthy thing for a kid.
Yeah.
100%. Like that's
and
awesome.
they stay connected because there's Kids Messenger now. It's just like the Messenger app, and it's overlooked by parents. And
yeah, my daughter has it.
Yeah. They connect, so they keep in touch with their friends. And funny because those original girls that I was talking about, we were on the Sunshine Coast, Queensland, and then we were up in Darwin, like, I don't know, however many months later, and there's her friend.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
And
have you had many situations where you've just bumped into other travellers multiple times?
Heaps, especially up through the centre of Australia because we're all going to the same place.
I was going to say, is that because you're going to the same way?
Yeah, and that's how you connect.
Yeah, right.
Same when you're in one place for a while, like we're in Darwin for 2 months, so we made friendships there, and then we went down the west coast, and we just kept bumping into other travellers, and then you make friends with them,
That's awesome. Yeah, there's a whole circle there anyway.
So, yeah, the kids actually have, like, we often talk about it, like, wow, you've got really good friends in Mildura, like Victoria, and really good friends up in Queensland. It's just, the list goes on.
No, that's cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of positives to what we're doing, man. And it's cool because I went into this at first not really knowing You know, it was a bit of a risk, and it's paid off. You know, like it's so good. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there you go, man. I don't know. You got any? I don't know. You got anything you want to bring up?
No, I don't think so. It's been a good chat.
It goes too quick.
It does, man. I can't believe you said it was 47 minutes.
Yeah, 47 minutes. Yeah. Yeah. So like, no, man. Like, I think that. Yeah, geez, dude. I don't know. I don't really have any more words for it. Really. It's just That's grouse. Thanks for sharing.
No, thank you, man. It's been great.
It's easy.
Yeah, I think what you're doing here is good too. Like it'd be good if other artists like could jump on board and do this.
Well, I mean, like you're number 6.
Yeah.
So that's 6 artists.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I've got 5 here. Like Amber hasn't been on yet, and Joe hasn't been on yet.
Yeah.
Jaden and Jay and Eliza have, but I've had I had Samara. So Samara, you. Yeah, and the others that are here. And then my daughter. I did one with my daughter, and we just sat here and just asked silly questions like, if there was anything in the entire world, what would you change?
Yeah.
She said the taste of vegetables.
That's fair enough.
But that was honestly one of my like most viral sort of clips that I've had come out of this whole thing.
Yeah.
Was one where she's like, Dad, she's like, my friends think you look scary, but then they met you.
Yeah.
And they're like, he's actually really nice. And I'm like, yeah. I said, people just sometimes have a stigma towards people with tattoos and stuff. And it was just hearing it from her point of view.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a good point. Because, I mean, like, yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
You know, if I don't open my mouth, I might look scary. Might look scary, but then I'm like, oh, hey.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I guess it's cool to see... child of a tattoo artist's perspective on things too.
And that was a positive one too. Yeah. But my son wants to do one as well.
Yeah.
So I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
But I think I think that's also like that's that thing of just opening up people's eyes to just like the industry has changed and we are different, and it's not we don't all ride Harleys and party and do drugs on the weekends. You know, we're family men.
Yeah.
You know, that are just doing what we love every single day and
absolutely
moving on with the art. And it's just dude, it's fun to do, and it's just
No, I mean, I think this podcast that you're doing has the potential to go really well.
Yeah, well,
it'd be so good for artists from all over Australia to come and sit in this hot seat and talk about their experiences. You know? Well, it's very interesting.
Learning all around, but at the same time is like this is just like obviously I'm recording on my phone. You know, like and just these little $50 mics from whatever. But
that's all you need.
It might get better. Like production wise and stuff like that too. But this works well for now. Yeah. And then we'll move on from there. Try and encourage more guest artists to come to Ballarat and see what it's about, and try and learn something from them along the way, and do that.
Yeah. Cool. No, that's great.
All right. Well, see you guys.
Thanks for having me.